Hey, welcome back for day 2 of choosing your strumming patterns. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about my favorite time signature. Maybe it's your favorite time signature. Do you have a favorite time signature? Well, this time signature is 3/4. And in the 3/4, we're going to start talking a little bit about waltzes. You probably have heard a waltz before if you've played a little uke, and I think one of the songs that you've probably come across in your ukulele endeavors is Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. That is in the 3/4 time. And I'm going to show you the strumming pattern that goes along with that time signature, as well as some other ones that you can apply. We're going to do some short play-alongs, and again, we're going to do a little counting so that you guys can really feel what this time signature is all about. So, without further ado, get tuned up and let's get started. All right, so you're back on your tablet or computer or phone, and you're looking up a song, and you've determined now that the song is in 3/4. You've looked up the music. Maybe you're going through the daily ukulele book and you've seen now that the beginning of the song says 3/4 and also says waltz. In that situation, what changes between a 3/4 and a 4/4 time signature is how we count it. So let me show you first how you would count a 4/4 time signature again. Our down strum is counted 1 and our up strum is counted and. So when we count 4/4, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the only thing that's going to change now, and this is a very small change, is when we count for 3/4, we count 1 and 2 and 3 and. So a little subtle difference here between 4/4 and 3/4, especially if you come across a song that says waltz or flowingly or something that you really kind of want to have that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 feel, is created by what they call an accent. So accenting a strum is when you kind of add a little bit more of an attack to your first strum on your first down strum rather. So let me just show you how that would sound. So I'm going to count again in 3, but I'm going to accent the first down strum. So I'd count 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. And so you should always feel that. You're not going any faster. You're just going a little bit more of an attack on the string. Let's talk about 3 different strumming patterns now that you can use if you come across a song in 3/4 time signature. So basically, we have the options of number 1, very simple, is just down, up, down, up, down, up. Basically, it's the same thing as what you would do in 4/4, but you're just going to do it in 3/4. So holding a C chord, and if you guys want to strum this with me and just count together at home, I'll count us through very slow, but again, we're just going to say 1 and 2 and 3 and. So let's check that out real quick here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So that's the bare bones first strum you can use if you just want to start with something and get used to feeling what this time signature is like. That's a good place to start. The second option that we have is omitting all of the up strums and just doing down strums through this. So again, as I mentioned in the first video, your hand always wants to be going down, up. You always want to be subdividing the rhythm. You never want to just, keep your fingers up above here, unless it's a very specific circumstance, but you always want to keep your hand moving down and up. Now what you'll be doing is you'll just be ghost strumming that up strum this time. So the next one is just down, down, down. So let's just give an example real quick of what that sounds like. So it would just be 1 and 2 and 3 and. I counted on the number, I'm just doing a down strum, and then for my up strum, I'm just moving my hand across the strings to get my hand back above the string so I can do another down strum. So let's just try that again, nice and slow, so you can kind of feel that strumming pattern. So again, just holding a C chord here. So I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So those are both very simplified versions of waltz strum patterns that you can use. And the third strumming pattern that we can use in this time signature is one of my favorites, and this pattern is down, down, up, down, up. I've used that in many, many songs that are found in a waltz, so you can too if you identify that you're in the 3/4 time signature. So basically what we're doing is, again, we're subdividing, we're always going down and up. We're going down, and then we're ghosting through the up strum. So we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I'm basically just removing that up strum for the first count. So let's try that together, just nice and slow. We'll hold a C chord here while we do it, and just really get used to counting. If you have a metronome available to you, you want to set it to the 3/4 time signature, and just try this really slow at home. I'll get some exercises up on the website when we do the relaunch here pretty soon, so that you guys can have some different stuff you can go through as well, aside from the things in this video. I want you also to note that we're counting in with a 3 count rather than a 4 count like we normally do, because we're in the 3/4 time signature. So let's try this now with the down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and keep it going. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. One more time. So as you work on these at home, I want you to really focus on trying to accent that first down strum. So that might take a little bit of practice for you, but it's something that you really have to listen to as you play. You know, don't just get in the habit of, sitting down and working quickly through the strumming pattern. Really try to embrace the strumming pattern, feel it out, and try to even tap your foot as you do it and get that count going. These are all going to be things that help you really feel this time signature and really just get a better handle on the strumming pattern. So now, let's jump into some song examples in the 3/4 time signature. All right, so the example that I've chosen for this time signature is, well, it's a holiday song. And I know we're not around the holidays, but maybe we will be by the time you're watching this video. So we're gonna do My Favorite Things. This is a classic that uses the 3/4 waltz. And I also want to introduce you guys to another concept, which is figuring out how many times to use the strumming pattern based on how many measures the chord is covering. So if you look at the example on the screen here, you'll see that there's some vertical lines that go over the music staff. Now, each one of those lines represents a measure. So without getting into a lot of music theory, what that means to you is for each of those lines, so that space in between the lines, you would use the strumming pattern 1 time. I see there that I have 4 measures of E minor. So that would tell me that I would do the strumming pattern, whichever of the 3 that we've talked about. But for this example, we're going to use the down, down, up, down, up. I would play that pattern 4 times for the chord E minor. So I would do down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now, when I get to the C major 7, I would change and I would play that 4 times. Now, the little change that you see is on the 3rd line here, where the chord changes from A minor to D7, G to C. You see that each one of those chords only has 1 measure. So that would just mean that you would switch the strumming pattern to 1 time per chord. So for that little short progression, it would be A minor, D7, G, C. So I thought that was an important aspect to introduce you guys to, because I know that the question I usually get is, how many times do I use the strumming pattern per chord? This is the method that you use to figure out how many times. If you can't find a piece of sheet music for it, again, you might have to refer back to just kind of listening. Listen for the chord change and count along with the song that you're listening to as you do it. Take a little time to warm up. Take some time just to kind of get in the feel of this rhythm. Maybe do a little metronome exercise where you're just strumming some chords that are comfortable to you. And, you know, enjoy what you're doing. Have a little fun. Smile. It's all important. We're playing uke together. That's the most important thing. So let's go through this. We're basically going to go through 12 measures here of my favorite things. So follow along on the chords at the bottom of the screen and have some fun. Enjoy feeling the waltz. Here we go, starting on an E minor chord. And I'll count in with a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 switch, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and 1, 2 and 3, and 1, 2 and 3, and switch, D7, G, all right, let's try that one more time with a little bit more pace. If you want to go through that example a few more times on your own, feel free. But I'm just going to kind of get the waltz moving a little bit faster. So I'm going to increase the speed just a hair here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and switch. So again, I'll mention the book that we've been kind of referring to is The Daily Ukulele, and I will get a link in the description for that. Some other songs that I've come across, and again, you can Google songs in 3/4 time signature. There's also probably a bunch of playlists that are already put together of waltzes if you want to check those out. And you can apply these 3 strumming patterns to that time signature. But the songs that I've come across probably of major popularity are, again, Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis or 21 Pilots. And more modern song for you guys that are Ed Sheeran fans, the song Perfect is also in this time signature. So if you want to try playing any of those songs with these strumming patterns, I encourage you to. Also, if you want to leave comments below on songs that you've come across in this time signature and you want to share with the rest of the community, I would love to hear from you guys. All of the comments are great. I really appreciate the feedback on these videos, and I'm glad that you're enjoying them. Again, we're going to be launching a new website here very soon that's coming out on March 25th. A whole new reface, rebrand of the All for Uke site that's going to be a lot better for you guys and really help you improve as a uke player. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that little subscribe button. And if you want to know when the next video is coming out, click the alert bell. We do premieres every week, all of the videos. Jump over to allforuke.com right now. I've got a ton of lessons on there. A full tutorial for Can't Help Falling in Love where you can apply this pattern, print out a song sheet for it, and have some fun. And I will see you guys back here next time for day 3 as we get into yet another time signature, some strumming patterns, and some song examples to help you guys continue to improve at choosing the correct strumming pattern for songs. My name's Kevin. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.